If you want to get into capsule wardrobing but don't know where to start, stick around for today's video. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome back. If you are a subscriber, my name is Sarah and I am the Style Coach. If you are new to my channel, this channel is all about style, holistic style, sustainable style, personal development, all of that kind of thing. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, then please hit the subscribe button, like the video if you enjoyed it or if you learned something new. And let's get started with today's video. We are here today to talk about capsule wardrobing, and I'm so excited about this because I think as a global society there's a shift towards slowing down to sustainable style, and I'm excited for that. I'm on board. So with that, a lot of people are turning to minimizing their wardrobe and thinking about getting more wear out of what they already have, or creating a capsule wardrobe by buying in a few key pieces. And that's what we're going to be talking about here today. Everything you need to know to get started with capsule wardrobing, you are going to learn here today. I think the idea of capsule wardrobing can be a little bit daunting at first when you're first presented with the idea, especially if you have been someone who's fond of shopping and shopping is a regular thing, and maybe in the past you've been involved in some fast fashion or throwaway fashion, and I've been there myself. I've kind of changed and moved away from that over the years. But you know, we're all on this journey, we're all on a different part of the journey, and we all have to start somewhere. So this is the place to start. I'm going to share with you the absolute basics of getting started with capsule wardrobing. Here in Ireland, we have 4 definite seasons. And so you want to be thinking about, well, am I going to do 4 different capsule wardrobes? Am I going to try and manage with 2 wardrobes over 6 months? You need to think about where you're living, what kind of climate you have. I mean, in some places, I used to live in Dubai, it was hot and very hot. Those were the 2 seasons, basically. And so 2 capsule wardrobes probably would have done, actually probably 1, and then possibly adding a few extra sweaters in for some colder evenings, but that will be the extent of it. So actually, in fact, you probably could get away with 1 capsule wardrobe. However, in Ireland, you would probably want 4 definite capsule wardrobes. And so that's your first question. Think about your climate, how many seasons you have, and how many capsule wardrobes you are going to be wearing for the year. This will then influence the number of pieces you will have within each capsule wardrobe. So there's no definite rules around the number of garments you have in your capsule wardrobe. Generally speaking, you would have somewhere between 25 to 50 pieces in your capsule wardrobe. But again, that's open to interpretation and what you are going to include in that capsule wardrobe. So if you are in a climate where it's hot and very hot, like Dubai, you really only need 1 capsule wardrobe for the entire year. You might work with 50 pieces within that capsule wardrobe. However, if you're going to be in a climate where you have 4 clear and definite seasons, you might want to create 4 different capsule wardrobes with 25 pieces in each. Again, another thing that's open to interpretation, and this is something you will have to decide. For me, those 25 to 50 pieces would be my main garments. And what I mean by main garments are things like jeans, trousers, skirts, any kind of bottoms, dresses, jumpsuits, jumpers, tops, coats, and shoes. They're the main things I would include in my 25 to 50 pieces. What I wouldn't include are things like underwear, socks, bras, jewelry pieces, and hats, gloves, scarves, those kind of things. For me, those are extra little bits. If I chose to go with the lower number of key items, the 25 items, I would stick to those basics. However, if I was pushing it out to 50 pieces, then I would include possibly some accessories like belts, hats, scarves. But this is something that you're going to have to decide for yourself. And it takes a little bit of trial and error. So don't expect to get this right straight away. It will be a matter of mapping out what you're going to have, look in your wardrobe, and maybe even do a trial for about a month to see how you manage and to see if you missed anything that you want to include in your capsule wardrobe going forward. And this is something I would recommend you do if you're completely new to capsule wardrobing. Try and experiment. So make a plan, think about how many items you want to try and get away with wearing for about a month, and stick to those items. Put everything else away where you can't see it, where you might be tempted, and you might be surprised with how little you actually need on a daily basis, and therefore you can make your plans a little bit more solid going forward. That's such a big question, and I'm going to get into the nitty-gritty of that a little bit later, because it really depends on the style essentials, the jigsaw puzzle that makes up your personal style. That really influences what your capsule wardrobe is going to look like. So I don't want to sit here and say, well, you need 2 blazers, 1 trench coat, 5 t-shirts, and blah, blah, blah. That would be wrong of me as an image consultant, as a stylist, to tell you that. I think it's something that you need to work out for yourself. Yes, I can help you as a stylist, but there's certain things that we need to work out together as a client and a style coach together, which we'll get into. The first thing you want to know is your style personality. This is absolutely key. I can't stress it enough. So you need to know what type of style personality suits you, because if you have an eclectic mix of everything in your wardrobe, it's going to be very hard to narrow it down and create a 32-piece wardrobe from a mishmash of everything. So when you have a mixture of styles, it can create confusion. However, when you refine your style to something within the romantic, classic, creative, dramatic, or natural style personality, it becomes much easier. So my advice to you would be to refine your style. Absolutely. So create a style that reflects you, your personality, and stick to that. Speaking of style personalities, there's one group of people within that might find capsule wardrobing a challenge more so than the other groups, and that is the creative style personality. It's in their very nature that they would get bored by routines and dressing the same way. They like to mix things up regularly, and so this might be a particular challenge for them. Not impossible, because you can bring in your own style personality in your color choice, in your patterns, in the choice of fits of clothing. So it would be a real test for the creative style personality, but certainly not impossible. The next thing that you absolutely, I know I'm saying absolutely for everything, but this is true. You really need to work around a specific color palette. So what are your neutrals? What are your light neutrals, your dark neutrals? What are your pops of color going to be? What patterns are you going to include in your wardrobe? Now, of course, you can go out and say, well, I'm going to work with black, white, beige, brown, and maybe red as a pop of color. That's fine. But what I would suggest you do is have a proper color analysis, and this is something I do online with clients. This allows you to work with a color palette so that all the colors work together. They have the same characteristics, so therefore anything you choose within your wardrobe will come together perfectly. Not only that, but it will bring out the best in your skin tone, your undertone, your hair color, and your eye color. And of course, who doesn't want that? Lastly, what you want to do is find out exactly what suits your body shape. When you know this, you make much better decisions about your clothes, and your clothes will last you a long time, making capsule wardrobing much easier. So this is what I'm talking about in terms of style essentials. If you're going to go anywhere with your style development, these are must knows. Your style personality, your best colours, and your body shape and how to dress for it. These are the very foundations of your style and building a capsule wardrobe. If you're unsure of any of these, please get in touch. I do online consultations, so I'll be very happy to help you. Now that you've worked out this knowledge of your style, personality, colour and body shape, and you've decided I'm going to work with 2 capsule wardrobes over the year, and I'm going to work with a 40-piece wardrobe in my capsule wardrobe, that's not including my accessories. Now you've got your solid foundation of building a fantastic capsule wardrobe that represents you specifically, nobody else, and it's going to take you through the seasons. If you are somebody who has many different activities throughout the week, for example, you work in an office Monday to Friday, but you go golfing and you work out at the gym and you might do pottery classes. So you might want to consider what exactly you're building your capsule wardrobe for. Is it specifically for your downtime? Is it specifically for work? Or are you going to include all of these activities, in which case you probably want to increase the number of items you have in your capsule wardrobe. You probably want to be up at that upper end of 50 items if you're thinking about gym wear, your pottery class wear, your nights out. So you really have to consider, what is this capsule wardrobe for? If it's for your day-to-day wear and you have, you don't have to wear a uniform for work, then you've got to consider that. And then maybe leave those satellite activities, let's say, so your gym, your pottery, your night out, they are going to be surplus to your capsule wardrobe. So these are all the things you want to consider, and it's worth writing them down, asking yourself all these questions so that you get a clear idea of the direction you're moving in. My last recommendation for creating a capsule wardrobe is to first do it on an app, and it's really simple and free to do. I use an app called Smart Closet, and there you can input pieces that you have in your wardrobe. Just take a photo of it on your phone, upload it, and you can create a capsule wardrobe from there. This is really good as well for seeing your color palette come together. You can create outfits out of the pieces that you have. I would highly recommend using an app to plan your capsule wardrobe. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll be back next week with another video. Take care.